Hello everybody. We're going to use balloons to make square piece of fabric, and then we will use it as a top part or first layer of a cake. Let's inflate 6 balloons leaving about 7-inch flat tails. In this example I'm going to use all balloons of different colors. This way you will have no problem to follow me. We have to make 3 pairs of balloons. Let's tie nozzles of 2 balloons in one knot. Here I have made 3 pairs. Blue, yellow, then gray, brown, and purple and pink. In previously published instruction we use one balloon to make 2 rows of fabric. In this example we're going to use one balloon to make 1 row, or maybe 2 balloons for 1 row. Let's twist the first yellow and the first brown bubbles. In this example we are going to make all bubbles of the same, about 1 inch size. Lock the free end of the first yellow bubble with the free end of the first brown bubble. Now let's twist a chain of the first 2 blue bubbles. Then we twist the second yellow bubble. Lock the free end of the second yellow bubble with the free end of the second blue bubble. Following this pattern we're going to work the rest of the square piece. Let's twist the first gray bubble. Now let's work the third pair of balloons. Twist the first purple bubble. Lock the free end of the first purple bubble with the free end of the first gray bubble. In this example we are making square piece of fabric with sides 6 by 6 bubbles. Working in this fashion you can add more balloons and make different size, different shape piece of fabric. Let's twist the second brown and the second gray bubbles. Lock free ends of the second brown and second gray bubbles in one lock twist. In one of the previously published instructions we already made a cake using 6 balloons, and we used different technique. The cake had a different shape, kind of round. You can find the link to this instruction on my website fewdoit.com. And here we already have made the first 2 rows of our square piece. In this example we use very simple color pattern, straight lines. Using different color balloons we can make variations of color patterns, and we have already discussed it in many previously published instructions. Once again you may find examples of different color patterns in different instructions, links available on my website fewdoit.com. In this example I'm going to follow the same color pattern to make entire sculpture. At this moment we have made the first blue bubble. Let's make the first yellow bubble. Lock free ends of the first blue and the first yellow bubble in one lock twist. Now I'm going to twist the next 2 pink bubbles, the third and the fourth. Twist the first purple bubble. Lock free end of the first purple bubble with the free end of the first pink bubble. Then we have to twist the first gray and the first brown bubbles. Lock the free end of the last gray and the last brown bubbles in one lock twist. So far we have made the 4 rows of our sculpture. As you can see we can wave the balloons in any order, starting from the middle or from the sides of the piece of fabric. We can use this waving technique to make fabric for many different sculptures. We can use this fabric to make full-size dresses. We can use it to make different furniture, doll houses, cakes, hats. It could be sculptures of small or large size. This kind of fabric is very flexible and you can actually roll it to give it different 3D shapes. This fabric looks the same from both sides. It makes it perfect for making flags. In this example we already made the 5th row, and now we work on the last, the 6th row of the square. We twisted the 6 blue and the 6 yellow bubbles. Lock free ends of the 6 blue and yellow bubbles in one lock twist. Now we twist the 5th and the 6th pink bubbles. Twist the 6th purple bubble And then we have to lock the free end of the 6th purple bubble with the free end of the 6th pink bubble. And finally we're making the last, the 6 brown and the 6 gray bubbles. Lock the free end of the 6 gray bubble with the free end of the last, the 6 brown bubble in one lock twist. Congratulations, we have made the square piece of fabric with sides 6 by 6 bubbles. Now we have to cut off the rest of the balloons. You can use scissors or do it with your hands. Tie off the ends and hide them between bubbles of the sculpture. As you know, we're going to use this square piece of fabric to make the top part of the cake, the top layer of the cake. Here is our square piece of fabric, 6 by 6 bubbles. Now I'm going to use 2 pairs of different color balloons to make the side part of the cake. In this example I'm going to make just 2 rows of the side part of the cake. Inflate all balloons leaving about 7-inch flat tails. Tie nozzles of 2 balloons to make 1 pair. In this example I work with light blue and red balloon. We are going to work the side of the sculpture following basically the same pattern. There is gonna be just one important difference. Let's twist the first 2 light blue bubbles. Lock both ends of the second blue bubble in one lock twist. The second blue bubble is the connection bubble. Twist the third blue bubble. The connection bubble is the main difference in this pattern. We're going to connect the sides to the square piece using the connection bubbles. There are many different ways we can make the sides. Twist the first red bubble. Now we can lock the first red bubble with the third blue bubble, and then we can work the rest of the sculpture following this pattern. Alright, let's unlock the last bubbles. I want to make a pattern similar to what we used to make the square piece of fabric. Twist the second red bubble, and now we lock the second red bubble with the third blue bubble. That's it. This pattern we're going to follow to make the entire side of the cake. Twist the next 2 blue bubbles. Lock both ends of the 5th light blue bubble in one lock twist. Then we twist the next 2 red bubbles. Twist the 6th light blue bubble. Lock free end of the 6th light blue bubble with the free end of the 4th red bubble. Keep working the rest of the balloons following the same pattern. In this example, the red balloon represents the bottom part of the cake. If you want, you can always make more layers. You can make more layers if you want. Simply attach and work new balloon along the bottom row of the sculpture. And now it's about time to do some arithmetics. We have to calculate how many bubbles we have to twist for the bottom and the top row of the side part. As you remember, we're making square shaped cake with sides 6 by 6 bubbles. 6 bubbles by 4 sides, it makes 24 bubbles by perimeter of the square. So for the bottom row we have to twist total of 24 red bubbles. Each side of the square has 3 pairs of bubbles, it means 3 connection points. 3 by 4, it means 12 connection bubbles. 12 plus 24 total is 36 bubbles. That's how many bubbles we have to make for the first, the blue row of the side. At this point I have to cut off the rest of the balloons and tie off the ends. So far, as you can see, we have made half length of the side part. At this point I'm going to attach another pair of different color balloons. And then we keep working these balloons following the same pattern as previously, until we make total of 36 bubbles for the top row and 24 bubbles for the bottom row. That's how it will look like. Cut off the rest of the balloons, tie off the ends. And now we just have to tie together ends of the balloons. At this point the sculpture looks very much as a crown, a hat. Well, it is a bit larger size than it's necessary for my head, but you got the idea. We can use this fabric to make all kind of sculptures including hats, crowns, dresses and so on. Now we have to attach the side part, the crown, to the top part of the cake, the square piece of fabric. Here's our square piece. As you can see, it's very flexible. You can bend it, shape it any way you like it. There are 3 pairs of bubbles on each side of the square. We have to lock any connection bubble of the side part between any 2 bubbles of the edge of the square, and then we work around the square, fixing the nearest connection bubble of the side between nearest 2 bubbles on the edge of the square. Work all the way around the square. Usually when I'm making similar sculptures, I make bubbles of the sides and attach them to the top part at the same time. This way I don't have to do any mess, rather relying on the visual appearance of the sculpture. It really doesn't make much difference, especially for the small size sculptures. However, for the larger size sculptures, it makes sense to do the mess even before you start making the sculpture. And it looks like we already done our sculpture. Congratulations, we have made the cake. Here's the top view and the side view. Let's flip the sculpture. Here's a bottom view. This way we can use the sculpture as a basket or a nest. You can place little toy, soft toy in the nest. Here's an example, little owl. We can use the sculpture as it is for the cake. And also we can decorate the cake in many different ways. Making decorations for the cake is another big topic for discussion. In this example I have prepared in advance a candle. We can simply attach the candle in the middle of the top of the cake, something like that. Here's another example. I have made a chain of 6 red bubbles and connect them together, put the candle inside and then attach it to the cake. We can use balloons to make many different small decorations for the cake. Flowers, fruits, we can make little bodies. You can find many more examples and instructions on my website, fewdoit.com. Here's a bottom view. Congratulations again, we have made the cake. I think that's enough for now. Have fun and happy twisting!